Hang on just a second here. Hang on. Right. Oh. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the sound test room. So I hope you can hear me okay. I'm sure you can. Today we are taking a look at what is the matter with this thing on? 1 2 1 1 1. That's better. 1 2 1 2. Okay, so we're taking a look at the Boss ME-80. And this will be like it'll be a tutorial. At the moment, it's going through the Boss, the guitar, but I have no effects applied. So I'm gonna basically go through the whole thing, show you how to save patches and stuff like that if you want to. I don't really use it to save patches. I just keep dialing new stuff in it when I'm using it. So yeah, so it has, you can store up to, it has 36 factory presets that you can't override. Then it has a further 36 user slots that you can override. And you can edit the factory patches and save them to user slots, etc, etc. I will cover all that. It does have a tuner built in. It has a looper built in as well, but I won't be using a looper because I never used it. I really ought to read the manual and see how it works and do one on that as well. So this is just the clean guitar, which happens to be a Steinberger Spirit. As it takes off into the distance, it's all connected wirelessly as well, so that's cool. Because this guitar is the ultimate tuning instrument. You tune this guitar and never need to tune it again. Okay. But you can use this for your keyboards as well. I've used it for keyboards and stuff and all the rest of it. So right, let's start. And let me try and explain the architecture of how this works. There are 8 foot switches. They're 8 completely separate. 4 at the bottom here, 4 at the top. Each foot switch does a different thing depending on if it's in manual mode or memory mode. So if we can switch between manual and memory here. So at the moment we're in memory, and this is user preset slot 2. And that's the patch I've got saved in there. This should be number 1. Let's turn that down a little bit. It's a very clean sound. Or we go into manual mode with everything I have switched off. Okay, cool beans. So when you're in manual mode, these switch on the different effect blocks. So for instance, you see underneath where it says bank, this says amp. So if I switch this on now, it turns on the preamp. And in the preamp we have acoustic, and this is if you're using like a semi-acoustic or a hollow body. Then you have clean, then we have tweed, then we have a crunch, and you have EQ for each of these and a level and a gain control, of course. It's so easy to use this. It's incredibly easy. It's so not complicated because there is no menu diving. So there's the then we've got combo sort of thing. With a bit of gain. Then we have one for lead. Okay. And then we have drive. That's my pickup I've just dropped. And these are in the preamps, and then we have stack. So like it's like a Marshall stack. Very nice. And then one for heavy metal. And of course, you're free to dial in your tone. If you go the Eddie Van Halen route and just knock everything up, and then just slowly bring in the awesome stuff. Right, so that's a nice one. Okay. Let's see. Let's go back to the clean. Turn the gain down a little bit. Do something with the. So give it a little bit of gain. Next one down, you have, so like you can leave this switched on now. So next one down, you have your compression and effects one. So first one here is your compressor. It's a nice compressor as well. And all this stuff's based on the Boss pedals, you know. Then we have wah up. That's like auto wiring. But you've got different control over the effects, of course. 3 parameters. Then wah down. You get the idea. And then you've got like octave. Oh, then you have some special effects like ring mod. Which is nice. The acoustic simulator on this is absolutely brilliant. So if I turn down a microphone, this is on Acoustic Simulator now. Sorry. Now, I've got to be honest with you. To me, that sounds like, "Hi, Ivan. I just introduced my new guitar." It's not a Strandberg, it's a Steinberg. I'll do the flyby again. It's a Steinberg spin. These are like rock and roll shit. They're so hard to get. So the acoustic sim is really nice, especially if you put a bit of the chorus in on the modulation section. Now we have two options for for two choruses. So we could put a chorus in off the EQ or effects too, or we could put a chorus in off the mod. So if we switch our mod on here, let's go to chorus here. Let's give it some depth and level. So that's the acoustic sim. We can turn it off again. We'll leave it on chorus. And then you can convert a single to a humbucker. That's a bit loud, so let's turn our preamp down a touch. Awesome stuff. Then you can convert a humbucker to a single. Very nice. And then you've got a setting for solo. But we're going to go back all the way to the compressor. See, I'm keeping it basic. So we've got a bit of preamp, bit of compression. Very nice. Gonna back off the mid a bit and the bass, and maybe it's a tiny bit more gain. Hi, Brad. Awesome stuff. Okay, so next we have, we'll turn it down a little bit for this, we'll turn the level down on our compressor. Next we have overdrive and distortion pedals. We'll start on boost. And this is just going to give our signal a little bit more boost. So if we were going to go... Very nice. And then we can, let's turn it down a little bit. Then we've got overdrive. And then we've got tube screamer. So hang on a sec. Excuse me. then as you move around, you've got like more options. We've got like blues. I mean, this is all if you're a lead guitarist, which I ain't not. Just the worst. Turbo overdrive, just the distortion. Again, you have drive, tone and level for each of the effects. Turbo, metal, core, loads and just for an octave. I'm going to go back to boost, turn the level down, drive and leave the tone about there. So again, still keeping it clean, or we could just turn it off and rely on our compressor and our preamp. Now, the next along, you can use this as well, which is EQ and effects too, which you can access by switching on here. See, the lights all appear. So at the moment, it's in core. I more or less all the time always have this in EQ. And it's nice if you have this setting and then have the acoustic simulation on. We also have phaser on the effects too. Very nice. And then tremolo. Tremolo. And we have a boost on this channel as well. So if you're like into boosts and things, and then we have a delay. Independent to this delay, of course. And then a chorus. But we're going to leave this on EQ. Now, next to this, you've got your reverb. Now, the reverb is the weakest part on this, and yet the reverbs are really, really very, very good. So there's not tons of control. You have a room, a hall, and a spring, and it's kind of like it just starts from nothing. And if you watch this here, it'll go all the way up to, let's go with this, up to 49, and then it'll go to 0 again and start with the hall reverb. So the hall, so we won't have anything there until I start bringing up. But we can also switch it on and off here as well, where it says reverb underneath this pedal. But But the reverb is really, it's really lush. If you've got headphones on, you'll really appreciate this. I'm going to have a swig. So, check it out. And then a pretty darn good spring. And that sound, actually, is very 50s anyway. More so with the Hall, I think. Nice. So we'll leave it with a little bit of reverb on, maybe, on our sound. We're not going to use the overdrive or a distortion for this patch. That brings us on to the modulation section. Yes, and in the modulation we have tons of cool stuff. We have starts with a phaser here, down here. And then we have a flanger. The flanger is marvelous on this. Nice. There's no drums. And then we have a tremolo for this as well. Chorus, of course, which is lovely. That reverb it's really, really good. And then we have a really nice vibrato. It's quite deep there. We're getting into we can go really special effecty. But let's take the depth down a little bit. Just nice now. There we go. So how nice is that? Now it also has, before I forget as well, there's a couple of things it has a tuner. You long hold this for a couple of seconds, go into tuner mode. It also has noise reduction, like a noise suppressor, and all you do to get into that is to long hold edit and then use bank up and down to set the amount. So if you like long holded edit, like wolf. Oh, actually, you need, yeah, now you're in noise reduction. You use this to go up and down the amount, but I have it set, so I'm going to leave it as it is, but it is there if you need it. So now we have pitch shift. So an octave, 2 octaves above and below, and anywhere in between. Very cool. You can even connect it to your computer then and download patches from Boss's Tone Central. I haven't done that because I was like playing with it. So that's the pitch shifting. Then it has a harmonist, which is really nice as well. So we can choose we choose the key here. For instance, like, well, let's choose E, and then I mean, having different harmonies in E. Of course, you have to know the scales really well, and I don't. Let's go with an A. What is that? A minor. And then you have rotary, which is absolute classic. Let's get the levels down a little bit. It's a classic psychedelic sound. Bit more gain. Is Ivan still here? Joe wants Ivan. Is Ivan still here? Yes, he is. Very nice, I like that. And then we have the Uni Vibe, another classic effect. Depth, rate. Sorry, I've just headbutted the camera. So, and then we have in the modulation, we also have a delay. So we have the option of 3 delays. We could use the delay in this as well. So we could go into... Now we're getting some... The tempo setting is for setting the tempo of the delay, that's all. Got to stop headbutting the camera. Right, so and then we have like overtone. This is lovely. This puts, you can have an octave above and below. It sets an octave above and below. Yes, it hooks you up to your PC via USB. If you want to, it's really for managing presets and also for using Tone Central. So there's like hundreds and hundreds of patches out there made by people you can just download and install back in. It's old, this is, it's really old. So that's kind of the, we'll stick on chorus, which brings us to the mod section, delay section, right? So now, if we start at the very base of it, so we have a delay that's set from 1 to 99 milliseconds, very, very, very fast. So. next one is from 100 to 600 milliseconds. 500 to 6,000 milliseconds, so up to 6 seconds of feedback. Let's get the timing up. So just feedbacks for ages. And then we have analog. And then we have tape. Then we have modulation delay. And then I really love this is reverse delay. Because you know how much I love the reverse. Now, if we have the level right up, you won't hear me hit the note. You'll only hear the reverse. Put a bit of reverb on there. How cool is that? We'll put a little bit of so we can hear what's going on. And then you can. This is where you can get really, really psychedelic, because if you want to, like I said, with the mod, you can. Let's put that onto the Uni V. It's a really nice sound. Brilliant. Then we have chorus and delay. Hi Colin, how are you doing? Then we have chorus and delay. So if we switch the modulation section off. Talking in reverse. Awesome. Lovely. Now, then we have tempo. And basically, what this does now is lets us set the tempo of all the delays. We can do this anyway, but if we just want to set a tempo for a delay, right, we can just go right 1, 2, 3, and it'll sets a tempo at the speed. And now if we go to modulate, you can set a tempo for this delay. But if, say for instance, you're in chorus and delay like this, if you long hold this, you can go 1, 2, 3, or slow it down 1, 2, 3, and it'll slow the tempo down. And then all you need to do basically is long hold it again, and you'll return to the tempo you set. Yes, Colin, I got a Steinberger Spirit because I was sick to death of all other guitars in the world not being able to hold tuning. Whereas the Steinberger boasts the thing that tune it once, never tune it again till you change a string. I'll do the flyby again for you. Like some stupid kid. Right, so does it have 5 pickups? It has 27 pickups. Audible, yeah. Anyway, then like now this is Terror Echo. This is a bass. This is a rolling pedal, a new pedal. It's not a reverb. It's not a reverb, nor is it a delay. It's kind of a mixture. It's kind of an effecty type thing. So, and this is where having the ability to have maybe a delay on here. Very cool effect. And then you have a looper, which I'm not going to look at because, to be honest with you, I haven't ever used it. Now that basically covers, now say for instance, right, I like that sound. So if I hit right, this is how simple this is. I'll hit right now. And there we go. User bank 1 of 4, so the 36, so there's 9 of these. I'm going to say, well, oh, okay, well, I'll save this in, maybe, I'll go to user 3, save it in number 1, press number 1 like this, so it's on. Or you could select 2, 3, or 4. I'm going to select number 1 and just hit right again. And now it's in memory mode. And there's the patch we've just made. There's another patch. So there's our patch we've made. You can also do some very cool stuff, right? Here's something that's really nice. The control pedal here, when it's in memory mode, this is the control pedal. And I'm pressing it and you'll see nothing is happening. It's not doing nothing. But if I switch control like this, go into control mode, and I'm going to go, right, okay. I'm going to turn this on and turn on the modulation as well, and then exit control mode. You'll see that they're both gone off, right? So there's our sound, but as soon as I hit control, it switches them on. It switches both of them on, so you can have multiple settings with the control. And that so you're gonna go into distortion. Nice. So, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit right. I'm gonna write it again. Okay, so that saved my patch. And I'm gonna hit control, which is gonna switch my mod and overdrive on at the same time. Now, let's do this. Let's do something very cool. I'll show you some quick stuff with the pedal. Now, what I have to do with the pedal, in normal mode, in normal operation mode, the pedal, I'm gonna go to another bank now, so I'm gonna go down to user 2 and select this one here, which is one of my cleaner patches. I'm gonna turn the reverb up quite high to about 45-ish. Very nice. And a little bit of delay, not quite that much reverb, but to make the pedal work any way you want it to work, because you can do loads of cool stuff with the pedal. You can have it do a wah, or you can have it do lots of different things, but you see it's not lit up. To turn this on, you see, to turn this on, you have to push really hard on this like that. It's easy if it's on the floor or you're using your foot, but if you're trying to use your hand, you have to give it some, and it'll come on, you see. So turning it off and then, gosh, turning it on. So now this is in wah mode. Let me get my guitar back. So obviously you're doing a wah thing. This one is cool. This is now voice. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit, right? So. It's like a talking filter kind of thing. And then this one, right, so if I play a chord, it's going to shift up an octave. These are cool effects, you know, especially if you've got your this one will shift up 2 octaves. So you can do some fun stuff. This one will shift down an octave, so it's like dive bombing your whammy. anytime you can edit these patches, you just hit edit and it'll take you into edit mode where you can make your edits and then save them. Let's exit that. Then we have a really interesting one. It's called freeze. So if I strum a chord, what it's basically done is frozen the effect, which allows you then to jam over it. And if you come back and then strum a, you can go all Dave Gilmore-y. I can't, but you know, you get the idea. Anyway, that kind of thing. So that's nice. That's a freeze. Now we get to some very, very interesting effects. This is delay. It's weird delay modulation. So I'm gonna try and tell you what, you can mess around with this for ages. It's absolutely brilliant. So I'm playing it because I've lost my pick. Because Watson comes in here and eats them. It's pretty cool, isn't it? And then we have, I don't know what this is, OD distortion level maybe, but I guess we'd have to have that switched on. And then there's mod rates. You can set them up, and then delay level. See, basically sets that. But these kind of things, this oscillation, delay, and the freeze. Octave down is those three are my favorites. The octave down, so this kind of thing. The freeze, which is lovely if you've got lots of reverb on, and I just play like. So now we've frozen that reverb, and I think now we can't go to another patch. And now because I've gone off it and never saved it, I've lost it. But anyway, I like the one octave down, the freeze. I like the oscillator delay. That's really cool. And of course, it's really, really good. I think it's good. What I like about it is it's all here. There's no menu diving, there's nothing. You find a patch, hit right, choose a patch you want to save it to, and it's done. And if you like playing with loads of knobs and switches and stuff, then you're well happy. But like I said, you know, it looks complicated, but it's not. It's really yeah, there's the master level. I'll turn my guitar up. So there's the master level. So nothing at all now. And then master output there. But levels on everything as well. Levels on everything. Levels on your compressor. Levels on your preamp. Gains on everything here. Levels on your EQ. Main output level as well. They pretty much thought of everything, to be fair. Guys, thanks so much for joining me this evening, where we took a good look at the Boss ME-80. Awesome stuff. And what I'll do is I will go through, while you say ta-ra to each other for a couple of minutes, I will go through, we'll go through a couple of these factory presets. That's a nice sound, isn't it? So we can go in and edit and see what's occurring here. We have catch-up mode as well for the knobs. That's really, really nice. Anyway, I'll turn the microphone down. Guys, I will see you. I'll probably have tomorrow off. In fact, I am having tomorrow off. Possibly Sunday as well, because I've got some rearranging to do in here. But I may be back Sunday evening. But honestly, I'm not tomorrow. I've got to have a day off and I've got to do some changing. I'm not actually having a day off, if you know what I mean. But so never stop me. Never stop. Guys, thank you so much. Please strike the like if you haven't already, and I will see you all later. Ta-ra.